Okay, let's go inside. Okay, it might have taken a second to click in, but I'm so sorry. I forgot to change the direction of the video and it's too late now, so we're going vertical. This is gonna suck. There you can see one trash can has fallen over and one door got blown off its hinge. That's about the most damage that we've gotten here this weekend, or this weekend actually. Maybe there's a branch on the ground. So we've had extreme weather storm Amy. Nothing compared to a hurricane, by the way. We don't get those here. But as far as weather storms go, it's been really disappointed. Usually we get a lot more than that. Oh yes, there we go. Check it out. We have a fallen branch. One fallen branch. So we've actually gotten off pretty easy over here. Down in the village, we lost one gate. It got sucked off the hinge basically, but that's kind of normal. It's usually one of the fences that goes, but all the shields stayed on the wall. Everything else turned out pretty fine. The other side of the hotel, or where the hotel is, the other side of the river, that one actually got hit a bit harder, but not too bad. Some doors also blown off their hinges. One truck, a lorry, tipped over. Actually, I think it's like a semi, but with cloth. Anyway, tipped over in the parking lot at the hotel and took a car with it. Other than that, mostly just blown off doors and hinges and some. There were some fallen trees in the road on the highway. They cleared up pretty quickly. But yeah, not much damage. Not even the fence caught anything over there, if you see, on the highway. We showed you this earlier in the season, this new fence that they were putting up. It didn't, nothing fell into it. Nothing was caught. So as far as extreme weather storms go, yes, it was windy as hell. But so far we've gotten around off unscathed. Other parts of Norway, from what I understand, Trøndelag, where Heidi, Rune-Lisette's sister, is from, they got blown pretty hard up there too. Oh, hey, wait, look. A fallen branch. Just the little ones though. We're gonna have some kindling in our fireplace this year. We just go through and pick an IKEA bag full of these things. And then when they dry out, they look really good in the fireplace. So, extreme weather storm, Amy, for all of those of you that are in Norway, how bad was it for you? Did you guys get off pretty much unscathed? Now the funny thing is, if you look at it on the map, how it was supposed to look as of last night, it's basically, the bottom of Norway is mostly yellow, and then there's like an orange arm that reaches down through the middle of Norway along the mountain range where we are in, and then goes all the way to the southern tip of Norway and then tips up again towards Oslo, where it gets red and gives you the middle finger. So if you see that anyway, it just looks like the whole weather storm is flipping us off. But I thought I'd show you some outdoor time before we went inside today. So let's see how you guys are doing. Outer says storm here in the middle of Norway. Yeah, it might be more where she's at now. Outer, how was you? No, Albert, I mean. Albert is in Brumunddal, I believe, or Hamar area. He said, same here, the storm has done a fair bit of damage. We've seen much worse than this. Robert says they got a wee bit blowy in Glasgow. So wee bit, that's a lot in Scottish terms, I believe. Albert says, also put a dampener on the 7th anniversary of mine and my girlfriend Ina. Oh wow, is it 7 years already? Congratulations, Albert. There's a wedding in the village today, which is also another reason why we're up here. Let's see. Many trees have been down, says Outer. Many roads have been blown off. Roofs have been blown off. Wow, I've only seen a couple in the Bergen area that were on the news, but many people are without electricity. Many roads are closed. People are without water and without communication. So this I gotta agree with too. Last night, Kristen and I were sending messages. She's in the village and I was up here in Sharping, which is like a 5-minute drive, 2-minute drive further in the valley. So I'm a little safer than she is. All of a sudden the power flickers off and we're like, okay, it's to be expected, it's a storm. But I'm looking at the battery power on my telephone and see that it's 23%. And then She writes that it was also flickering there too, and then we start comparing how stupid we were to not charge the phone because she was down to 15%. But it was on in about 5 minutes, and then it was, okay, the phone is plugged in. The computer actually had a good amount of battery, but that's plugged in too. The food is now frying on the stove, the meat, and hot water has been boiled. And candles, we didn't have the candles with us, we had flashlights, but the new batteries were brought out just in case. All of that happened within the 5 minutes that the power went out. And it went back on for about a minute, and then it went back off again for about 8. And then luckily we had power for the rest of the evening, but it was kind of like a little crap. I guess we weren't prepared. We were thinking of everything as far as tying everything down in the village so it didn't blow away. But we didn't think about powering devices and things, so we got a little lucky there. But yeah, Northern Norway, I guess, was out, not Northern Norway, but Trøndelag anyway, I guess, was out. 100,000 people were out of electricity. That would be Outers area, I believe. Let's see. Max is here, Garcia's here, and Amro is here. Anne in Belgium, she said, same here, wind, rain, hail, sun, wind, rain again. Yeah, we had sun this morning. It looked like around 12 o'clock. It looked like it was going to give up. But now it started raining again a little bit. Audra said, I had a wonderful day at the Science Museum with other Vikings, and tomorrow the same plan. I saw pictures. I saw you had Tonya with you. Tonya is from Lofoten, I believe. Let's see, up there you can see the fall colors is definitely here now, by the way. Within 1 week, maybe the orange has gone all the way down the hill now, all the way down the mountain now. It was up at the top only, but now it's down here in full force. But there's no maple trees or oak trees here, so you're not going to get the red, just the oranges and the yellows. Or, you know, like mustard yellow, I guess. But when you get to southern Norway, then you'll start seeing some oak and some maple, and then you get those really brilliant colors that we got back home in Duluth. Let's see. Can look that way a little bit. Albert says, we got together in Gudvangen, but we met at Folkehøgskolen. Yeah, I remember, I didn't realize you guys got together in Gudvangen. I thought you guys were together when you were here with the Folkehøgskolen in 2019, I believe it was. People are watching me as I film. Maybe he thinks I'm taking a speed trap, because he's definitely under the speed limit. That guy's driving like 40 and an 80. Robert says, we don't seem to have been hit too bad, but still need work. Joys of being a controller for the emergency GP service. The show must go on. Oh yeah, no, the show goes on. So I had to laugh. Georg immediately posts a video that he saw on TikTok about Weather Storm Amy, and of course they've added in howling wind sounds and people screaming in the background, and you can see things just flying across the screen with heavy rain and everything. Except for there were palm trees and they were speaking Spanish, so I don't know if he caught it, but that was not Weather Storm Amy. We didn't get hit that bad. No, we didn't get hit that bad at all. Normally we lose a couple of fences. The garbage cans go flying across the parking lots and into other cars. That didn't happen this time around. Maybe we just got better at tying things down. But yeah, no, what else did the shields didn't fall off the wall this time. Last time they got blown off, and that wasn't a weather storm, that was just regular windy day in Gudvangen. Tonya is Trondheim's Viking chieftain, that's right, my boss, yeah, okay. I couldn't remember, but you're right. I knew it's somewhere north here anyway. I didn't realize she was your boss though. Oh, well there you go. You can suck up to her for me, that's good. No, Tonya has some really wonderful videos on Instagram. I forget what it's called, but you can't miss her. Let's see, we'll look up this way so that poor guy doesn't think I'm doing a speed trap. I could stand out here all day. They all drive so much slower now. They're crawling. No, but yeah, about the biggest thing I think is that one of the trucks was parked in the hotel parking lot in the evening, and like one of those with a backside to it, and it just knocked it over, and then it took another car with it. But both of them chose to overnight in a hotel parking lot while not being hotel guests, so that's between them and their insurance company. Okay, I am now seeing more and more tow trucks going by. So further on down the road here, at the bus stop just before the camping place, or before the Viking village, that's where the trees were knocked down, and they were cleared within a matter of an hour, I think. So everybody slows down. I'm going to stand out here all day and piss off cars. They're like, oh dear, shit, I think I was going. No, it's just some damn influencer. Okay, so today we're going to go ahead and play with the stitch because I don't know how wet I want my equipment to get. It's only a little drizzle. But yes, new month, October, so it's getting scary. I watched the video back last week, by the way. By the end of the video where we were saying it was getting pretty dark to hard to see outside, my screen makes it look really, really nice and bright. So it almost looked like it wasn't dark at all, but it was. Let's see. But anyway, so we're going to have the stitch of the month, or the color of the month is of course black because there is no scarier yarn color to a fiber artist. Basically because when you reach a certain age, like say plus 50, which is me, actually this started in my 40s though, your eyes start to go bad and you really need some bright light to work with it. Because I'm going to show you a stitch today, I'm not going to use black. So the color of the month is black, but I'll be using, I think, a natural color off-white. Depends on, I think the yarn I chose might not be thick enough for the stitch, so I might upgrade to a red. And the name of the stitch that we're going to try is a little different this well. We need something a little bit more challenging, but not altogether too scary. So since we've been playing with different connections, I think you're ready for that. And what happens if you join or make a knot in a completely different way than the finished stitches? So we're going to do VAD, which is V-A-D. And I don't remember seeing this stitch before, but I ran across New Lockentot's video, so it's probably been out there for quite a long time, considering she hasn't had time to make videos in a while, in some years. But I've never tried it, so it's new for me as well. Yeah, VAD, V-A-D, all I know is it's from Sweden. But you connect your loops at the, or not you're connecting, you're making your loops at the bottom of the loop instead of at the top behind your thumb. So this will be a little scary, but not as bad as you think. And then when we connect with loops from the back side of the work. There you can see the colors. By the way, this was already blown down many winters ago. But yeah, there's our only real damage, that door. That's about it. Well, and the garbage can. The other one didn't tip over because it had too much garbage in it, so it was kind of heavyweight. Let's see. Oh, IndoKid is here. Welcome from Trondheim. So IndoKid didn't blow over, I'm guessing, or made it anyway, because Trondheim got hit harder than we did, I think. Don't you have a hair blower? Ha 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 ha. IndoCall, please send me a message. Ah, Audra. Okay, apparently they know each other. Both in Trondheim. What stitch are we using this month? Yes, VAD, V-A-D. Which is kind of interesting because VAD, on the other hand, means what in Swedish. Oh, and Amaro's been married 38 years since now the 2nd of October. Congratulations, we're getting a lot of little anniversaries going on. Somebody's getting married in the village and two others, Outer hasn't met yet. Okay, so you can check out my wonderful winter apparel. It's not winter. This is me keeping the rain off my head. And then we'll go inside and I was gonna fix my yarn wall for you guys, but then I thought, nope. Because I'm lazy and didn't have time, but also it might be kind of fun to see the yarn that I've used on the damn thing before I refill it. For next week. I have a lot of yarn. Let's see. So we'll go inside, and I gotta warn you, Carla has been howling for like 4 days straight. We didn't know why. We figured it out. It's, she's not clipped, you see. She's not been fixed, so she's in season. So if you hear, there you go. If you hear cat murder in the background, it's not a cat dying. She's just in heat. Okay, so are you ready, Karl? We'll sit down. You cleaned off the couch for me a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, Sergio Najwa here. Hello. Okay, we're going to sit down. Oh, you've made a nice little pile for the books. I forgot to turn the camera orientation when setting this up, so we're in vertical mode today.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm an idiot. Okay. There's my yarn wall, by the way. I can turn it around so you can see it properly. So that is the mass amount of sulka yarn that I bought that I haven't been able to use yet, but that's because we've actually had a fair amount of white hats in the store this summer. So I'm going to wait a little bit to use those. Then you can see I've been getting work done. By the way, those are for anti-moth cedar blocks, if you're wondering what those are. They go behind the yarn, which is always a good idea when you have yarn sitting out. But yeah, I made a fair, this one here is balder, this really thick one up there, and the one right up there. Those are two are balder, and I've only got a little bit left of those. I make one at a time out of them because it's a super rash wool, then I put it in the shop, and when it sells, I make another one. So they've been doing pretty well. This red yarn over here, I might use that for this VOD stitch. We'll find out. But yeah, a couple of little gaps. So I have done some work on this, but naturally I started opening bins and use those. But the idea was to work off the yarn wall. So we got some bits done. Some of it looks like Carla is trying to climb the wall. I think she figured it out. So I don't know how much longer it will make the yarn wall. But anyhow, okay. There you can hear her in the background. You want to show off Carla? Carl's been dying to tell. Okay, so I'm going to go get my yarn and get all set up. I'm going to give Karl and Carla a microphone. I don't think Carla needs one. And then Karl will tell you all about cat diplomacy while I get the stitch ready in a different thickness. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Come sit down. And you can introduce Carla, the cat that's named after Karl. There we go. Get you a microphone on here. Okay. What did I step on that was wet? Did the cat puke on the floor? No, it's your fork.
So, this little snake-like creature is Carla. She is a Siamese cat, and I thought she usually is on the pill, so she doesn't get into heat. I thought it wasn't a problem because she is living with two neutered males, so she shouldn't get pregnant anyway. But I forgot about this thing. So she has been, at night, she screams like a grown man. It's incredibly annoying. And she doesn't even take a break to drink. So she goes, blah, 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 blah. And as soon as we get to Monday, I'm going to call the veterinarian to try to get the please stop screaming pills.
Please stop screaming pills.
She's not in pain, she's just horny.
She's in a very good mood, looking for attention with two extremely sterile men.
Yeah. But the cat diplomacy has gone fabulously. They are practically friends now. She and Fussy are friends for sure, and she is also, like just a few minutes ago, she was sniffing noses with Silly, and that's good because he actively tried to beat her up in the beginning, so she still has a little bit of respect for him. But I think he is starting to like her, which is good.
Yeah, I think they're fine, except for now when he finally has had enough of hearing her screaming, he like jumps onto her, bites her in the shoulder blade a little bit, and then she wraps her arms around and starts kissing him. So I don't think that's going the way.
That's Fussy. She hasn't tried to kiss Silly yet.
No. Silly's not that stupid. I didn't find my long needle for some reason, but this will do. So, any tips for people who, do you want to tell her what we were worried about when we didn't know why she was screaming and whining?
She used to be an outside cat, so we were thinking that she was pining for the woods. And I'm very glad we didn't let her out in heat, because she would have been pregnant in like 5 minutes around here, because there is an enormous amount of see my feral cats running around here.
Let's see.
Or is it see my domesticated, like my American?
Domesticated, no. Well, the only domestication they have whatsoever is the fact that Marie and her kids keep feeding them, and so do all the other houses. But they're outside all year round. They sleep, I think, in the farm with the goats in the neighborhood. Let's see. Try to.
Sheep, I believe, not goats.
I thought. Oh, they are sheep. Actually, I thought there were goats there too.
Yep.
There. Got it. Okay, I pulled one off.
No, she's quiet.
Yeah, but that's because we're on YouTube trying to show off how whiny she is. But meanwhile, let's see if I can. If there's a small box that doesn't fit, Zilly will make it fit. He's just sitting in there like he's driving a car, monitoring the whole situation. Oh my God, guys, you are cruel, she says Audra. Yeah, I would hide in a box too if she was running around doing that the whole time. Oops. Can you hear her?
I'm pretty sure I can.
My microphone is now with me.
No, she's drinking and screaming again.
Oh God, I'll see if I can get to it. Here. No, I put my microphone down while I was running around. See if you can hear her. No, she's not drinking water anymore. Okay, no, she's not drinking water anymore. She's just running around making noises. But imagine trying to sleep with that thing going off. It's better than an alarm. We were up at 3 this morning.
Yeah, no, I don't. I can hear her.
Yeah.
Karla?
No, I'll put my microphone back on now. I took it off while I was running around getting yarn. Let's see. We're a little high up here. Okay. Poor Carla. And this is Audra. Robert says Carla isn't ready for her close-up, Mr. DeMille. I like that. But yeah, I don't know if you could hear me screaming in the background, but that was me taking off my microphone. Let's see. Garcia says, please better neuter her if you don't want a nest of kittens. This is at the moment very uncomfortable for her. Yeah, it does not sound like she's having a good time. At first we weren't sure why, because I never had a female cat before, but now I understand why.
This started maybe Thursday, and it occurred to me what it was after closing on Friday. So we have to suffer through it this weekend, but after that I will make sure that she at least have the pills.
Yep, no, you looked for it and you couldn't find them anymore. So yeah, but no, she's going to get fixed. I mean, I understand she's this wonderful race cat, but I'm not interested in racing.
I'm just afraid that I left them in Selja.
Huh?
Because I found the worm pills, I didn't find
Yep, no, they would be in that drawer if we did all the cat
pills.
Ingestibles are in that drawer. No, so, but yeah, we don't, no, I do not feel like being a cat breeder. So, what is on my height? She knocked the pillow on me. Say hi, Carla. There she is. So you say, I'm not in pain, I'm just horny. No, she might be in pain, I don't know, but she's going to get fixed.
She's stressed. I think she's stressed. That's the thing. So.
But at least I couldn't understand because I thought maybe she was whining because she wanted to go outside, but then I thought it was weird that she didn't whine for the better part of a month about going outside, so it couldn't be that. And also when my cats whine to go outside, they hang out next to the door and then just go, meow.
But also, even when she is kind of in her equilibrium, she is more vocal than the two of them put together.
Yeah.
She's just slapped Fuzzy across the face.
Yeah, I don't think she realizes that no matter what she does, how much she howls or hits them or whatever, they're not going to be able to satisfy her needs.
I think she knows that because there would be a specific smell to a wild cat.
I'm assuming also because of the kitty litter box is much more aromatic than normal, that maybe fixing her will help that a bit too. I know at least that's true for male cats. If the male cats aren't sterilized, they have a stronger odor.
Yeah, well, I've been smoking since I was 16. I don't notice, but I don't know if there
Now
is.
you have a bit of an aroma to you too.
I don't know if there is a thing with female cats and the smell of the urine.
No, I have no idea actually, but I'm really kind of glad that we Googled it. I had a sudden thought that, you know what, maybe she's hormonal. I just didn't realize what kind of hormone was raging at the moment. But yeah, it turned out it was hormonal. We looked it up. So we're pretty happy. Osman is here as well. Oops, I'm hitting on the wrong button here. Okay, no, I can get ready to show you this stitch in a minute. But actually, Karl, I'm going to do a little sample on this one. What was I already gave my opinions about Weather Storm Amy. Would you like to, what do you think of this?
It's pretty anticlimactic, I would say. I've seen much worse extreme weather than this here in Gudvangen.
Yeah, so you're thinking the same as me, that you were just a bit... I was disappointed. I was waiting for so much more
I
here.
absolutely didn't want it to get worse.
No, nobody wants it to get worse, but...
It is already annoying enough when you have to use your voice like you're talking to 50 people when you're talking to 6.
Yeah.
Or today, 2.
Yeah, but then the opposite happened. We started out thinking everybody was going to cancel or not make it here because the ferries were closed early yesterday. They closed. They stopped running like before 12 o'clock, so anybody getting into the valley was going to have to come by road, by transport, car or bus anyway. So we didn't know if they could get here, and if the roads were going to close or anything else, they would have to already be in the valley at a hotel in order to get to the village the next day. But as it turns out, our regular scheduled bus showed up today with a pretty good load, and then 3 more buses came that were not scheduled. And they were happy to follow a regular guided tour because they were apparently scheduled to go somewhere else. God knows where, but each bus was supposed to go somewhere else, but because their destination canceled and we were open, they came to us. Although yesterday we closed at 1 o'clock. We had to close early because it was starting to go sideways.
Yeah,
and we don't want people to get hurt.
Not really, but we were afraid it might.
Yeah, because one wind gust is all you need to go the wrong. But... yeah, anyhow, how many did you get? It tapered off a lot by the end of the day, though.
Yeah, no, the end of the day was normal. But that's the thing, because the wider of the shape of the valley makes it so that we are completely immune to some wind directions, and some other wind directions gets amplified.
Yeah.
So it just takes for the wind to turn like this much for it to go from dead calm to full-blown hurricane.
So yesterday I had off. If we look down the valley that we were looking in the beginning, if you look down the valley, the Viking village is literally about a 40-minute walk or 3-4 minute drive. Anyway, and
I'll go and
you're
see
going
if I
out
can
to
distract the cat a little.
You're going to distract the cat. But you can see the clouds in the distance. As the apex goes, the clouds go in between here, and you can see the clouds that are over the village at the time. And it was interesting to see. I did a time lapse on it to kind of see how it was actually moving, because to me it looked like, and it actually was, the clouds that were going this way were coming in contact with a wall that's further back that we can't see and starting to turn. So there was like a little slow cyclone kind of going over the village. But also there was 2 sets of clouds. The lower clouds were going this way, and the upper clouds were going this way. So it was an interesting effect, but yeah, I had to put it on high speed to be able to see. Time lapse. I had to film it at time lapse in order to even see it, and you can still barely see it on that. So I imagine at nighttime it was much more obvious. She looks like a weasel when you do that. Okay, anyway, stitch. Let's see. I have to make space on the couch here. Okay, so we're going to play with VOD. Give the cat something warm to lay on. That might help. Oh, that's true. We got a hot water bottle there we can give her. And wrap that in and put it in a blanket in her bed. Let's see how that helps. I figured she might be having something along the lines of stomach cramps. Okay, this is not the best camera angle to show it in, because I wasn't planning on going vertical today. The VOD stitch. This is some Norway yarn. It's just re-skeined, so it doesn't look like the regular skein. They're caked. But you can see the thickness of this yarn. Am I zoomed in still? Yes, I am. There we go. Try like that. So you can see it's not too thick. but it's not super thin either. It's kind of like in the middle for Nalbinding. Too thin for Oslo. I think normally I would probably use Broden or Mammen for this yarn. But this is what the Vod stitch looks like. And notice that it kind of goes over in the end there. Did I do that right? Yeah, no, I did. That is actually correct. This is the right way. So it almost looks a little bit like York, but we'll see when we get round 2 going how it looks. But I do tend to think this might be a little bit more airy than I want to be, especially because it's only a 1-stitch connection. But I reserve the right to go back to this yarn and try it again. But let's try. I do like the name of this stitch. Vod, it's from Sweden, and the Swedish means what? Karin, me and Ina didn't get together until the last day of Gudvangen visit in 2018. Oh, wow, I did not know. Well, it's a match made in Gudvangen. We like that. Okay, so for this one, I don't know how you started. She didn't show it in her video. She being Sana Neulaken Tata Defai. You got the hot water bottle?
Where is her bed now?
Her bed is right over here. Okay, so I'm going to just do my way of starting it, though. So we have the simple knot, pretzel knot. It's my yarn forward. And I'm going to start on my thumb, but this is actually not worked on the thumb as far as that video goes. So I need 3 loops. So I've got 1. I'll go under everything to make another one. That's 2. This string wants to go with me. I don't know about this yarn. This might be too thick now, but we'll see. I did something wrong here. Let's see. 2. You're blocking. Karl is making a cat bed with a hot water bottle underneath it. There's a hot water bottle under there. We'll see if that calms her down a bit because nighttime is getting to be a little questionable around here. Okay, and then thank you for the tips, by the way. Okay, so there's two loops. Now I'm going to go under everything and make a 3rd loop.
And she absolutely loved the skin for some reason.
She does love the sheepskin that she has. Let's see how Her Highness... Hot water bottle, Carla. No, it's over there. You moved. No!
Ow.
She doesn't get to scratch my couch. There's Karl administering life-threatening support for Karla. Karl is a cuddler. You don't believe me, but look, there's evidence right there.
Yeah, she's a good girl.
No, don't scratch the couch.
The American gets very angry when you do that.
The American gets very angry when Karla scratches the couch. Okay, so back to this. So now I have 3 loops. 1, sorry. I didn't finish there. Okay, 1, and then there's my 2nd loop, and there's my 3rd loop, but I'm going to take it off my thumb. And this might be the little tricky part. So it's off my thumb. The leader yarn's forward. You can see there's the 3 loops there. And there are the 3 that would have been behind my thumb there. So for this one, we're going to work through the bottom row. I'll show you on the white one. I shouldn't have put that all the way over there. Now it got caught. She might when she settles down a little bit. Okay, so to see it, maybe we see it better on this stitch, or on this one. So we're going to be working under, normally you kind of put this whole thing on your thumb this way, but we're going to lift that out of the way, the leader yarn, sorry, and we're going to go under the loops here. 1, 2, 3, I think it is. Maybe I have this upside, I have it upside down, sorry. It's weird because I always want this leader yarn to be on top, but in this one, the leader yarn is actually underneath the last loop. So it's 1, 2, 3. We're going through the bottom of the loops. I don't know if that's easier to see on there, but yes, 1, 2, 3, we're going underneath the bottom. Oop, the camera is flipping. Okay.
Don't you want to go and comfort your sister?
Let's see if I can sit further back. Karl's cape is getting in the way. I'm totally blaming him. Okay. No, this was really unfortunate that I didn't remember to set the angle of the camera before we went. Okay, so this is, there's my 3 loops with the leader yarn upwards. 1, 2, 3. So you're going to go under 1, 2, 3, and this is awkward in the beginning, I have to say. And then you flip, but you are going under that one, under the leader yarn, or so the leader yarn stays forward. And then pull upwards. Yarn is stuck under my foot. I used lazy man amount of thread again. Okay, there we go. But that's as far as I'm going to have it on my thumb. Then I take it off again. And then 1, 2, 3. If you can see 1, 2, 3. There's 1, 2, 3. And then turn it 90 degrees up, or so it's, or whatever. So it's set straight up and down. Put this yarn in front and pull up. So one more time, then I'll try a normal speed here because my camera sucks. Okay. There it is upwards. So this is 1. Sorry, 1, 2. I'm very apologetic today. 3.
Karla?
3.
Okay, now I have
And then turn,
every
go
cut
up.
except for what I'm calling for.
And that's it. That's the VOD stitch. But you're kind of probably wondering, how do you connect this damn thing? That is tricky. You're going to be connecting it on the back side of the loop. The long, not the one you normally would connect it to, but the horizontal in the back. So I guess it's like a middle back. Hopefully this is showing up pretty well. Let's see. I keep tilting the camera here. Let's see. Ugh, twisty, apparently. Maybe we want to untwist this a bit. Oh yeah, it's a twisty stitch. Okay, hopefully that will prevent more knots. I keep pushing my camera upwards. Let's see. There. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 on the end. Flip upwards. Bring that one in front. The reason I'm catching it on my thumb, I don't know if you have to do that, but the reason I'm doing it is to try to keep all my stitches uniform in size. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Turn, put the yarn in front, and flip up. So if you have any Viking questions for Karl, now would be a good time while I try to finish this to make it big enough to go around. I kind of like the way this is looking, this thickness compared to this thickness. It seems a little less lacy, but we shall see. So when we connect this, like, around, we're going to be connecting it to these backside ones. So not the very tip like we normally up there, but the back. That is a little tricky. But yeah, you can see on your end there, we're working end now. It might look like it's upside down like I thought it was because I'm used to this thread being on top, but no, it goes under the last end stitch. So 1, 2. I do notice this is easier once you get a bit of a chain going. In the beginning it's a bit tricky. But just make a chain, just keep going. What is it? Dory says, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. If the beginning doesn't look good, you can just cut it off and it'll be fine. But just basically get going. It is a fairly simple stitch. It's just a little bit more of a scary concept because this isn't how we've normally been needle binding. This is very different. So I thought this one looked good for October because it's scary, but it's really not all that difficult. It's just scary that it's different. But I'm kind of excited to see how this turns out because to me it kind of looks like York, maybe with an extra bend. Karl's over there, cat whispering. There's Fuzzy. Hi, Fuzzy. He immediately shows us his backside. Okay, 1, 2. Has anybody actually tried this stitch? I want to say it sounds a little familiar, but I don't remember it at all. And I can't even find you a Hanson's notation on this, on that link for it, but I have to look. Some more. 1, 2, 3. Turn upwards, yarn forward, pull through. Let's see. I will put this down here and this one down here, and you can see the differences while I check chat here. Let's see. Maybe, oops, something's my gimbal. Ah! My gimbal just took you for a ride. It doesn't like hanging at this angle. Let's see. Okay. Maybe Varsta might be an easier option. Varsta, I mean, is actually, yeah. Now, we've done that. I wanted to try something we haven't done, because we've done Varsta, albeit it's probably a couple of years ago. But something different. We need to try something different, and we need to challenge ourselves every once in a while. And if we don't like it, we just go back to whatever the hell we were doing before anyway. No one will ever know. The idea is just to try something different. But we have all month to work on this one too. And I think because I don't want to even bother to try to figure this out as a round start, because I have never done this stitch before. So I think I'm just going to go with a wrist warmer or a cup holder or something. It looks like I might have done something weird right there. Yeah, I think I might have. What do you think? Let's see. Holding it with one hand, but right about there in the middle, it looks like I did something wrong. Because this one, let's see. Ah! Trying to hold the phone still. There we go. Because these go like behind each other. Oops. They kind of come behind each other. But suddenly this one runs forward. So I might pick that out because I see it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches back or so, maybe 6, just to be sure. I don't know what I did there, but that does not look right because I think this end should be coming out from behind there. So I might have mixed up my row, or I might have put this yarn behind my needle. We shall see. Anyway, I'm going to pick this up so it's not, there we go. Bet you thought you lost me. So, Karl, did you get any new good questions from the village today? Any customers? That you don't have a microphone, so you'll just have to think about it and come back here and tell me. What are you giving them? The wet food?
Yeah, I'm bribing them.
Gourmet bribery. The wet food. So I had a neighbor that used to give her cats the wet food all the time instead of just the dry food. But I don't think I don't know if we should do that all the time, because I think if you give them nothing but the wet food, I think they might get some kidney issues or liver issues or something. But that might just be in my head, so you'll have to tell me what's your experience with cat food. We usually stick with the dry food here, mix it up with a couple different kinds, maybe some of the good vitamin stuff and some of the cheaper stuff mixed together in a bin, and they kind of help themselves to that. But the wet food is kind of more like a treat. You know, the stuff that would come in a can or in a little baguette or a sachet or something. And then every once in a while they get these little dental treats. So, yes, we are now a family of 3 cats. We are about, 2 cats away from being a crazy cat family? You can never leave me either, because I can't be alone with 3 cats. Karl found his beer! All right, so tell me your question from the customers, and then you can have your beer.
I got one unique question this week. It wasn't today, obviously, but...
Still can't hear you. Put your microphone on.
There was an old Australian lady. Her father used to make small wooden boats.
Oh.
And she said that it was a nightmare to maintain boats when you move them through freshwater and saltwater.
Yeah.
I have heard something about it, but I don't know. And because the Vikings used the rivers to basically traverse to the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Then you're both on salt water in the Baltic Sea and in the Mediterranean, on rivers all the way in between.
Yeah.
So she was wondering if I had any kind of special maintenance routine or any kind of trick for this.
Good point.
And I have to say I don't know.
Well, what do they normally use?
Well, I
Tar.
wouldn't both. Yeah, you have to use tar, oil, and you have to make sure that every metal bit, like the nails, is not rusting away.
Yeah.
And you do that by oil burning it. But I don't know if there was anything special. If you want to optimize a ship, you have to kind of know if you're going to use it on salt water or
Yeah.
on fresh water, because salt water has more buoyancy.
Yeah.
So you are basically heavier when you are in fresh water than when you are in salt water.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the difference is so big that it actually makes a practical difference. And also that you can also just compensate by adding more, what's ballast in English? More of the weights you have in the boat.
Ballast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there is any special maintenance routine for it.
No, I never thought of
And
that.
also things like barnacles and things that live in the sea will die when you take it into fresh water, and things that mess with your boat in fresh water will die when you take it into the sea. So that is a bonus, but I have heard something about this being difficult earlier. So this is something I should try to read up on. But I don't know where to find the information, so maybe I should just find some kind of really maritime person
Yeah.
and rub them.
Or maybe somebody here has an idea. Let's see. Okay, we got some cat advice here, by the way. I was asking for that earlier. I don't know if you caught that when you were in the other room. Let's see. Max says, I think recently, about several weeks ago, my mother just told me that Angel, the cat, literally slapped Reese across the face again. Angel is a cat and Reese is a dog. I've seen my cat. I mean, my cats have been around other dogs, and they will. If they, they don't have the patience for them, they're just like, no matter how big the dog is. And the dog respects it usually. Max says, I think this yarn is pretty cute for a Halloween edition of Nalbinding. Yeah, I kind of like this one. It's got some purple in it. Let's see. Or some little bit of purple, orange, yeah, red. I like this one. I hope it works out anyway. It kind of goes a little thick and thin though, but mostly thick. But it's not as thick as some other ones I would have used for Oslo, shall we say. Anne says, my kids give dry food and once a day some wet food. The cats seem to do fine. Okay, I was kind of wondering about the wet food thing. Roger says, is there a bar nearby with mice for the cats to hunt? Yep, unfortunately, the homeless cats out there are all hunting everything.
Yeah, but
we do have a room we could let them loose in.
We also have, at least in the winter when it gets really cold, we get something of a mouse infestation in this house.
Yeah, we do,
So,
in the one room at least.
instead of using traps, I think just expanding her territory to include 2 more rooms.
Yeah, maybe. I
will
would
be
leave
happy
the
as
traps in
punch.
there at night though, because I don't want the cat
I
running
don't
around
want to have a mix of cat and traps.
No,
So-
take out the traps when the cat's allowed to go in.
Yeah, but either cat or traps. I don't want to go back and forth because then you end up with the cat getting in the trap.
My yarn is in
and
that room?
I don't want that.
I take traps before cats. Sorry. That's the way it is. Let me see. Wait now. I almost forgot that I have to go in. That yarn has to stay in front. How is your beer? So Karl is finishing the other 2-in-1 stout. 2 stouts in one. Barrel-aged dry stout.
Yeah.
Okay, we're looking at it in mirror effect here. Let's see. 2 stouts in one. This is another one of the Eger Brewery, which is in Flom here. Barrel-aged dry stout. And the small writing, I'm trying to read it through the phone, which is ridiculous because it's in my hand. Brygge mellom Fjord i Fagre Flom, which basically was telling you the location between the fjord and the mountain is where the brewery is.
This is the same as the one I had last week, but this one is barrel aged, and I don't
Yeah.
think that's a good idea for bear.
No, he didn't like the barrel aged.
No, it's too many bells and whistles.
And you have
just don't do it.
8% though, so you should be smiling by the end of that glass. Oh, you're using your glass from Emil and Amelia. The scan glass one.
Yeah.
That was the Frankish?
I mean, I'm not always using scan glass.
Yeah, we
Pretty
are
much.
using all scan glasses, but I think this is the Frankish one with the blue. It starts about here and then it wraps around. And the rest of the glass is this yellow.
But I think she is over the worst of it because she was worse yesterday.
Yeah, and but they said in extreme cases it can go up to 20 days, but normally what, 4?
The average is 4 to 6, but extreme is 3 to 20.
Yeah. Trying to figure out what I did with this stitch here. Let's see. Whoop. I want to watch her video one more time on her being sauna to see what she did. Sauna. Let's see. Go to YouTube. So if you look up Nalbinding or Neulockentat, but Nalbinding VAD stitch, you should be able to see it.
So you can log on to YouTube to see an American watch a Finnish person do something.
I'm over here. No, I just want to see if the yarn was forward or under when she did the stitch. That I just wanted to see because I think that might be what I did wrong. If I did something wrong, I don't know that I did something wrong. And then she brings the twists and goes up. Nope, the yarn goes forward. The leader yarn goes in front of the needle. Okay. That's all I wanted to double check because last time I went the better part of the month doing the wrong connection. Okay, actually I do forget, I almost forgot that I have my computer here. Oh, that was one of the cats.
Yeah. It is very unusual because normally when they get wet food, this one is there until it licks a hole in the plate that I got it on.
Yeah.
But now he has basically given up. Maybe because the other one is screaming so much that it's not fun anymore.
There's the other one in the box. No, he turned. Oh well, that was funny. Yeah, she's doing a lot of that. I can't do the roll your R's. There you go. She's doing that, the sexy rolling of the R's.
Karl?
Let's see. Why did it say my chat was disconnected?
I'm guessing.
No, I just have to. Yeah, no, it was because I had my window open and I just kind of There we go. Think you turned the Nalbinding over. I might have. I'm going to figure it out. Let's see. Live chat. Okay, there was some more cat advice here, though. At the moment, says Garcia, we have 6 cats, 2 tomcats, and 4 ladies. Wet and dry food as well. All cats were strays. Yeah, mine are rescue cats too. The first 2 are. Well, the first 2 and these 2 are kind of like rescue cats, but. PJ's here. Sorry, I'm late. Been working on an excavation of Roman villa of a Roman villa up the road from me. Just got home. I need to wash and get some food and drink, and managed to trip over and go splat on the site. I hate it when you go splat on a Roman villa excavation site. Oh, it's okay. We'll be here waiting for you. Poor PJ. And then Karl's face regarding a different one. Audra said, I bought a beautiful glass and no dents, but the glass is Swedish. Oh, I forgot to pick up Audra's package today. We got all distracted because the morning did not go the way it was supposed to go. First, we had to repair a gate that was down and start the village half an hour late. And then the Wi-Fi wasn't working in the office area, so I had to work out of the diner. And then, of course, there's a wedding going on with a bunch of people staying in the village. So I forgot to pick up the package. I will pick up the package tomorrow. Audra sent me a present.
Karla, come.
I will pick it up tomorrow. I'm a horrible person. I was looking at that going, I just need to finish this conversation and I'll go over, and then I forgot. Max says, funny enough, whenever I get a migraine, I swear I've turned into the spawn of Satan. Like it felt like my brain had gotten high on something. Well, speaking of migraine medication, we were looking for the cat pills and I found migraine medication, and I totally forgot that the doctor gave me those 2 tablets. Probably like 7 years ago, but I had to look up what it was. I didn't recognize it, and it was something for migraines, so next time I have a migraine, I'm in good shape. Roger says, toxoplasmosis contact with cat poo and airborne causes early dementia in humans. That's a theory for cat ladies being crazy and crazy ladies being cat ladies. Yeah, that could be. I didn't think about that. I know that if you're pregnant, you should not be handling the kitty litter boxes because toxoplasmosis. PJ
look at
says,
this.
years ago, for weeks, we thought the dog was bullying the kitten. He would chase her all the time, and then I saw her sneak up, bit his tail, and then run to the next room where he was scolded. Cats are sneaky, especially a Siamese one. Okay, so I'm going to play more with this stitch. So, do you think you got the cat diplomacy all figured out now, or are you going to have to still update us every week on cat diplomacy?
I think, well, the one thing that remains to be seen, because now Fuzzy has started to stand up to her. So, earlier when she chased him, he just ran away. But now he turns and faces her. She goes up and slaps him or does something, and then he kind of bear hugs her and puts her to the floor.
Yeah.
Then she licks his forehead, and then he runs away. So, I am not sure about... I'm not sure if that means that he is the boss or she is the boss.
No.
But he is more likely to step out of the way for her than she is for him. And the other way around with Silly. So I think the hierarchy is still Silly, Karla, Fuzzy. But Karla Fuzzy is a little bit more unclear now than it used to be.
Okay. If you screw it up, or you think you screwed it up, pick back to a couple of stitches before where it started looking funny, and now it looks normal
I heard
again.
the snap sound. I know I can't find my microphone.
You probably knocked it off of you. Do you need to use mine?
No, I don't know if I need to use...
Strip, Karl, strip.
Oh,
We'll
there.
find the microphone.
I saw a blue light. There it is.
So the beer is barrel-aged is not for you. Is that because of the whiskey thing you
Also
said?
notice Fuzzy
What?
just walked straight past the bear without even sniffing it.
Not Karla.
Karla didn't sniff it either.
Yeah.
Fuzzy and Karla has the same taste in bear as I do. They only steal the Lithuanian and Belgian stuff.
Uh-huh. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3. We're just going to have to get back on the horse again here, whether I like it or not. Flip the yarn forward. Now, it's going to take some getting used to, but we have...
Fuzzy is snuggling the gimbal.
Yeah, he's not allowed to do that because then it does this.
Fuzzy, come.
I'm going to stick with it, and I'm going to make this thing work. There was another stitch I was also thinking that was an easier type stitch, but a little bit different than what we've been doing, and I almost chose that one, but I think I'm going to save it for next month because that was also a different way of thinking.
You don't want this, I guess.
Yeah, I know what I did. No, there I did it again. Maybe yeah, fuck it. We're just going to start over because I don't know exactly what I did, but when I do this more often, I will recognize it. Because it's split. Maybe that's, yeah. I don't know. It was working fine with the white yarn, so. Should we just go back to the white yarn? I thought it would be easier to see the loops with this thick stuff.
Also, there was a long period of time whenever Fuzzy did this, Karla would come and chase him off my lap.
Yeah. Oh, look at Karl, the cuddler. Now, I thought maybe I'd have flipped it because the yarn has to be over or underneath and stuff, but I think I see where I'm screwing up, so I have to keep an eye on it. Is the loop order, your first, second, and third loops, they have to be in order. You can't like mix up the second and the first loop and change them around, which is I think what I was starting to do.
I think you summarized needle binding in one perfect sentence.
What was
there,
that?
Woman. The yarn has to be over and underneath and stuff.
You're not wrong. Over, under, over, under. No. But anyway, it's 31 days in October, so I'm assuming we have probably 5 weeks to get this figured out. Next week is, today is the 4th. 7 days from now is the 11th. So next week we're here.
Yep.
But in the house because it's completely black outside now. Well, it's not black outside. It just looks like it because we're looking at a wall of rock. But the sun is, it's not bright enough in the end. And then
It's too dark for me to walk around, to put it like that.
Oh yeah, actually every Saturday we're in Norway. It's because on the 13th we take you, we being me and everyone else takes you to England.
Mm.
Do you want to do an extra bonus sending in England or no? Try?
We can try.
Yeah. Because
well,
we're going to go back to Leeds, for those of you who missed it before. We went to, this spring, I had a class with Sally Pointer in Ashbury in Oxfordshire. And we took the opportunity because Karl wanted to see the Royal Armoury Museum. He hadn't been there in, like, I don't know, since Jesus wore short pants.
99, I
There,
think.
yeah, probably then. So anyway, but there was an exhibit for the Gladiator exhibit was supposed to be coming, but it would be coming in I think May or something after we were gone, and it would be in through to the end of October. So we're going back. By the way, if you're ever in Leeds, that's a free museum, so it's not hard to do. So we're gonna go there for I think 2 days in Leeds, maybe go and see. We could go see it 2 days in a row if we want to, depending on how tired we are, because we have to spend like the better part of pretty much the whole night in an airport in Gdansk, and then we go to Leeds, and we get to Leeds at 9 a.m. or something like that. So we might be pretty flipping tired. But we can't check into the hotel right away either. So anyway, but we're gonna be there at least one day for you to check it out. So we can't do a live sending from there, but we can do a live sending from Leeds if it's nice. A quick one,
Karl,
maybe. Karl, the cat whisperer. I read that one. Is there a bar nearby for Karl to hunt? My screen isn't. There we go. My chat wasn't scrolling.
More of a bird hunter than a mouse hunter back when she was outdoorsy. Which drove my father absolutely nuts because he likes birds better than he likes mice. So he saved and recuperated a few birds that she didn't properly kill.
Yeah.
But she normally properly kills everything.
Yeah.
For somebody with so bad camouflage colors, she is an extremely good hunter. When she was tiny, she came back with what's the English word for trost?
Trost?
The type of bird that likes to steal berries. They are bigger than
Oh crap! If I know, I'm not a
bigger
bird
than a
expert.
tit, smaller than a crow. Is it? I'm tempted to say it's trash, but I don't think it is correct.
Oh, you're probably thinking of a thrush.
Yeah.
Thrush, then, yeah. THRUSH. Okay, so everybody's googling a thrush.
Like this big, usually moves in flocks, likes to eat berries. So they will go right into your berry trees and clean them out in a few hours.
Yeah.
She was about that same size when I took her from Switzerland. And one of the first things she does is to go out in the garden and kill one of those.
Oh, wow.
So she killed a bird
Yeah, it's a thrush. Garcia agrees. Okay. Just a second. Yeah, no, what I think I did is I mixed my loop order. So, okay, my tip for the day with this stitch is keep your loops in the right order. The first, second, and third loop. Don't try to hide one behind another. But keep your loops in the same order, and it seems to be working fine. Or never put your work down mid-project. I'm going to be so screwed. That'd be horrible. I'm making a sweater. I can't put it down because Karin said don't or you'll screw it up. So, the beer, did it die for nothing?
No, it's not. The other one was better, but this one isn't. It's not horrible.
Yeah.
It's just, it has an annoying combination of sweet and bitter. If you see what I mean.
So the other one with the coffee and the chocolate hint or whatever, the other stout was better. The 2-in-1 stout.
It's milder. I wouldn't call this perfumed because it isn't, but it has a lot of extra tastes that I don't think should be there.
No.
It's not as bad as if they put a fucking mango in it, but it's
Karl has
great.
a thing for mangoes.
You can put them in anything except beer.
Yeah.
I would even happily drink mango schnapps, if there is such a thing, and I would be very surprised if there isn't. But do not put it in beer.
They put it in cottage cheese.
Sounds
Norwegians
good.
did, yeah. No, actually, they was kind of surprised because we were coming back when we came back from Celia last time anyway, and I went to get some cottage cheese. I saw in the store that they had cottage cheese with vanilla and cottage cheese with mango. I'd never seen that before. It's usually just plain or you
You
mean
also have the
full fat
mango
or
and
diet?
passion fruit yogurt, which
Yeah.
is perfectly fine. Just do not put it in beer.
Well, the mango cottage cheese was horrible the first 2 spoonfuls, and after that it was really good. And now I got the store over here ordering it, but I haven't touched the mango one yet. Yep, there she is singing again. Okay.
Yeah, but Fuzzy is keeping her company.
Fuzzy's
so-
keeping her company. Yeah. A request to Karl says, Audra, could you explain some of the homesteads that are why some homesteads are called Erdegård? Erda meaning deserted, I guess.
Yeah, this
And
goes
Gord
back
meaning
to
farm.
this goes back to the Black Death. Not the COVID pandemic, but the real one. In Norway, it started in 1349. I think it started globally in 1347 or 48. It spread from Central Asia into the Silk Road, into Europe, hit the ports in the Mediterranean first, and then everything. In Norway, it started in Bergen, because that was a major port city. And
Yep, it's a stitch order. Sorry.
the estimates are unclear, but on the mild estimate is that about 1/3 of the inhabitants in Europe died. The high estimate is 2/3, so somewhere around half the population. And a lot of farms were then completely deserted. So you have, when the pandemic is over, you have a perfectly workable farm, but there is nobody left in the line of inheritance that has a claim to it. So you have people in Norway today with the surname Ødegård, which basically means that at some point their ancestors took over one of these farms and they never changed the name of it. So Ødegård, desolated farm.
Yeah. I was just wondering about that. Okay, yep, nope, it's definitely the loop order thing. You got to keep an eye on it.
Hey,
If you think I have it easy, I am sweating along with you on this stitch. It's yeah, got to keep in track of the stitch order.
Hey, Karl.
Or maybe I did. No, I think I might have gone under instead of over. That might have been it. No, it
Yeah,
goes
don't
there.
mind
It goes
me,
up
he's fussy,
like
that's
that,
fine.
and then. Okay, hopefully I went back far enough to fix it this time.
Yeah, she is distracting herself by unsolicitedly licking Fuzzy's side of the head. But now he jumped up, so now she's probably going to start screaming again. Karla,
Okay,
you
so
can come
this
up here
is the
too.
end loop. Second loop, third loop. 1, 2, 3. This one goes forward. Let's see if I fixed it. I just started to have the same problem again, like 12 stitches in or something. Yeah. I think, or I'm just looking at the end stitch thinking it looks goofy and it's not. It just needs to be stitched in or done more. It's also a possibility that I forgot to bring the yarn forward once. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Do you want to, how do you have the naming systems for farms in Norway anyway, by the way? Is it always just named after the person or the place or the...
No, the farms names are generally fixed.
Yeah.
Sometimes people change their names when they take over a farm, so that they have the same last name as the farm is called. But
I didn't go far enough back.
a lot of farms have very similar or completely identical names, but and they're all usually descriptive.
Yeah.
So take my surname, for instance, Ordal. That's the name of a farm. But the farm is called Ordal either because it's from the valley with all the Or trees. Or is the Norwegian name for this tree. I don't know what the hell it's called in English. Or an Å might also be not big enough to be called a river, but like brook.
Yeah.
In a dal is valley. So brook valley might be a good translation, if that is the meaning, because it might also be the trees. And the place has both the trees and a little brook, so either one is fine for the naming of the place. But Ordal is not unique to the farm that I have my name for. You have Årdal in Indre Sogn, who's famous for their aluminium production. So it's the same name but a different place. And that might have been a farm, it might
You're
have been a
fine,
village.
Sandy. Yep. Continue. Oh, Sandy was wondering how late you are. Well, you're about an hour late, but because we're indoors now, we tend to go a bit longer.
Up.
No scratching my couch.
You might want to use the opportunity to snuggle her when she's that close, but
Yeah, but I didn't know she was right that close behind me. I just pushed my hand back and I ended up whacking her claw. Yes, you were asking if that's the Siamese cat, Nolvia. It is the Siamese cat. One thing I never thought of is, at first we were trying to, like I said, we thought maybe she just wanted to go outside, but then she's not hanging at the door. Maybe she didn't like the kitty litter box. Maybe she didn't like the food, but everything was going fine for so many weeks. Oh, now she's looking fuzzy. It's not going to work, honey. He's still sterile.
no, I think this is just friendly licking. She's not trying to seduce the little furball.
No. But anyway, as we look it up, one thing I realized I never had female cats. I only had male cats. It turns out this is an unspayed cat thing. So your father didn't want to have your cat spayed, his cat spayed because of a bad experience with a previous cat.
Yeah, the cat before her, Crystal, also
Another Siamese cat.
She didn't die from it, but the operation wound never really. It wasn't like a hernia, but she had like this bag of skin that was kind of hanging under her belly for the rest of her life.
So that's why she isn't. But we've always said when we have to take her over one day, she will be fixed.
Yeah.
I don't want to run the risk, but I never thought about it being a comfort issue thing too. So that's really good to know.
Yeah, no, they're less stressed.
Yeah.
One thing that might happen is that she might get fat.
I fixed it.
Because generally speaking, they are less active after they are spayed than they are before.
Yeah.
So they have a tendency to just sit around and eat. But I'll have a talk with the veterinarian and ask for their recommendation if they should continue on the pill or get her
Yeah.
spayed.
So we'll figure it out.
Because
I just would rather get her spayed and be done with it instead of having to try to remember to get a pill and then try to get these guys from eating pills.
No, but I'm capable of doing that if that is the best for the cat.
Yeah.
So I can kind of go with the veterinarian's recommendation here. And either if it is one or the other, the thing that breaks my economy is not going to be the cat prevention pills.
No.
But there is some kind of long-term effects on being on those pills too. So
I would think so.
I would have a talk with the veterinarian and just follow whatever recommendation he or she gives.
Yeah. Let's see.
Because this isn't fun for her. So I don't think this is the best status
I agree
quo.
with you because that doesn't look like a fun. That doesn't look like a fun time running around trying to make everybody go nuts.
But
Okay,
it's
let's see, do I
also
have enough to go around?
it's very easy to make a decision based on one experience, and that might be an extreme statistical outlier. And I don't know, but the veterinarian would know. So I will have a talk and find out.
1, 2, 3. Turn, yard forward, go up. Need a couple more. I was thinking, actually, I don't necessarily need to do these as wrist warmers. I could just make a tube, sew the bottom together when it's done, and then it'll be a pouch. I could do that too. I do see that I'm having some... I thought I was having some tensioning issues where, I mean, it's really fat at the bottom, but that's because that yarn is looser where the yellow is. But it seems to be kind of even. I was afraid it would go thick and thin because of the tensioning that it's actually done off the thumb. But in theory, if I keep catching it on my thumb before taking it off and doing the next stitch, then in theory it'll all be the same size. My stitches. You got some more here. Yes, the chatty cat is time to use a thrush. Garcia recognized your bird. PJ's back with a traditional British dinner, beans on toast. We haven't had that. And we have beans, but no, we need bread, and then we can have beans on toast with you.
And something has to die.
And something has to die. We might need to put some ham with the beans. Something like that. Today we're going to have, okay, so there's like lapskaus, Norwegian lapskaus, or it's basically a stew. It's just potatoes, carrots, maybe some leeks and some onion, and mushrooms. I like to put mushrooms in mine anyway, but lapskaus doesn't always have that. And then you add bouillon and some meat to it, whatever meat. What is traditional lapskaus? Is that ham or beef?
I will say whatever. It's restemat. It's
Leftover food, yeah.
So the only things that are mandatory is the potatoes and the meat.
Yeah.
Everything else is whatever that you
Whatever
find
the
in
hell
your
was in the refrigerator.
yeah, pretty much.
So it's basically a stew anyway, and they also have a light least lapskaus or mörk lapskaus. You have a light stew and a dark stew depending on your bouillon color, I guess. But recently, the gods of Tilbud, which means the gods of things that go on sale because they are short-lived, they have less lifespan left in the store. So they suddenly go half price, and when you live in Gudvangen where everything's really expensive, because our grocery store is a gas station, basically, we eat whatever the gods of Tilbud decide for us. And the gods of Tilbud have decided that we should have Korean barbecue meat. So we're going to try lapskaus with Korean barbecue meat, and I have no idea how this is going to go. But it's basically, I don't know, some sort of, it's either, I think it's ham. But they've seasoned it anyway in the package, so we might have some sweet chili flavor. It's going to be a really interesting lapskaus. Norwegians everywhere are crying. The damn American ruining all our recipes.
Nah, I think as long as you don't...
Green meat. No, Korean. Green meat might not be good. It had been in the refrigerator too long.
I think as long as you don't put a thing in the lapskaus that turns it into something else.
Yeah.
So if you say put spaghetti and eggs in it, you turn it into a hot dish.
If you put spaghetti and eggs, the eggs I wouldn't put in a hot dish, but we did. Okay, so we had a hot dish, a typical American hot dish, Minnesotan, I should say. The rest of the United States calls it a casserole. We call it a hot dish, which basically means any sauce. Something starch, could be pasta, could be rice, could be potatoes, and then whatever the hell you have left in your refrigerator, and then you top it off with cheese or breadcrumbs or something like that, and you bake it. So we had fish from your father still in the freezer, so we brought one of those out. Carla immediately went nuts and got some fish, so she's happy now. Mixed it with white sauce, and I think we had some spring onions over there, and then we had, what else? We could have put green peas in there, but we didn't have that. I don't know, it was really good though. Topped it off with cheese, and yum, yum, yum.
The other two cats are very
Macaroni.
much back and forth on whether they like fish or not.
Yeah.
Carla has been used to basically jumping up on the dinner table and stealing food off people's plates.
Yeah, that she's got to break that habit.
So she is very much into human food. I have seen this guy steal food off a plate once.
Oop, this one had to go forward. There we go.
And that's when he stole, what kind of sushi was it that he stole from Cecilia?
Oh, the salma, the ham. Or salmon. Salma salmon, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think she touches salmon at all. She just eats the white fish. She might be kind of racist.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to try to put this together. PJ said that happened to a cat of mine years ago, a bag of skin under her belly after she was neutered. Yeah, well, there's also kind of a bag of skin that develops anyway, because that's where when they jump, they like stretch, and then that extra skin is actually...
Yeah, but this was a little bit more extreme.
A little bit more excessive. Okay, let's see. I'm going to put the computer down. We'll see if we can connect this sucker and turn it into a row 2. Okay, I have to point you away. There we go. It seems like we're extremely zoomed in on Karl's fur.
So now you're going to do your thread over, under, and whatever.
Well, I already did the over, under, whatever. I figured out what I was doing wrong, by the way, which I can show with one more stitch.
So what I'm saying is I can have a smoke break.
If you take off your microphone, because we don't want to hear it. Let's see. Okay, so this is what it looks like off my thumb.
So tempted to just putting it next to Karl.
It will be next to Carla no matter what you do anyway. Okay, we'll put it here. Okay. He wants to put the microphone to Carla. Okay, so you can see it goes under the last loop. That's important to notice on this. 1, 2, 3. I did manage to fix my problem. I know what it was. It's because this stitch order, this loop, first loop, second loop, third loop, they have to be in order. Don't let them take a shortcut. That's what happened. So first loop, second loop, third loop. And then you hold it upwards, go under the lead of yarn and pull through. Because once after I picked it up and started again, I ended up doing the same thing one more time. So I can tilt this down a bit more so it shows up better with a gray background. Close enough. Maybe there. I have to move a little bit more. But anyway, this is what my chain looks like. Crap, maybe I do have one mistake there, but we're gonna say for shits and giggles, leave it. Actually, I can pull it back that much. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna rip these ones out. But that I have to keep an eye on. You can see I'm struggling right along with you here. But I think it's doable. I think it's not too far out of the question, and it's something new. We haven't covered this stitch before. Like I said, I've never tried it before myself. But it's not so morbidly different that we can't give it a go. But by the end of the month, we are going to be experts, right? So you need to go one more back than that stitch there. That's where I lost my loop, though. So I might have to pay a bit more attention when I do this one in the beginning, but this is one of those teaching moments where I can tell you that I'm not perfect. Hi, Fuzzy. Let's see. And then we'll try to connect this and see if I can do it correctly. There she goes. She might be looking for Karl too, but let's see. A couple more. That's where my end loop is, and this is where my end loop. See, there's my end loop is the one that's tightening. This one went out of space. This one should have been going under. So, it's a learning process. It's important that we all can try and fail, and then try and succeed. See, and then I think I will go one more back just to be on the safe side. Yeah, see, my end one doesn't go over here. No, it does go under. There we go. I think that would have been correct, but let's go one more back just to make sure. Fuzzy yarn. And I shouldn't have taken this ungodly amount of it because it gets more and more tired every time I pull the yarn through. There we go. Okay, so first loop is this one. Second loop, third loop. So now we put the work back on the needle. There. And then let's see, this is my previous one goes under. Yeah, that's what I wanted to make sure my previous one goes under. Okay, so that's the right order. Now the hard part. We have to connect. Careful not to make it Mobius by turning it. But normally you go on these top chains here. To connect, you would go like here. You could do on the very end, but this is the beginning. So there, you would go on these top ones here, but we're going to do the long ones behind. So it's this one here. Yeah, I'm assuming because there's this little tip up here. If I bring it up closer, this little tip up here, it's not that, it's the long ones. She's very specific about that on her video. So these would be the connected ones. So in the beginning, I don't have this little extra row, but I'm going to connect all three of these on the end because that's, you can see there, it's basically my first stitch. I'm going to connect all three of these to start with, and then I'll do one. So there, all 3 that way. Then I do my stitch, 1, 2, 3 on the bottom. Turn, put this leader yarn forward, and hopefully everything is still normal when we're done. I'm curious to see how this goes. I saw quite a few of you actually managed to do the Oslo stitch, which is good. The one that we were doing last month. Because that one is a time-consuming stitch, but it is a really nice stitch. Okay, then this is where I left off. So this would be my next one. I don't know if you can see that there. I went through those, and on the back side, this is my next long one. Then 1. Oh, might be easier after connecting too, because that last stitch goes right through. And then we turn and put this loop forward. Sometimes, well, quite often, I will watch these lives back just to make sure I didn't say anything stupid, which I usually have. But I've also then, sometimes I learn by seeing, I can see better what I did wrong too. So there I went through that one, so this is my next one. So there, then 1. Oh yeah, this is so much easier once it's connected to the next row. That is my next one. And the yarn goes forward. I was so close to doing a different stitch though for this month, and I think we need to do that one next month because it was kind of fun and different too. But this one, the reason I chose it, it made more sense because it was having a different connection, and we were kind of used to doing a different connection after the last 2 months, so it made sense. This is kind of like a M1 from the backside. Let's see, there we go, and then I went through this one, so now I want that one. 1, 2, 3. The yarn is forward. I do note that I really want to make the yarn go behind my work instead of forward. So that's a struggling point for me. There, and went through that one, so this is my next one. And 1, 2, 3. Yarn forward. Okay, that stitch looks like the one you one to use when you are really awake. Yes. No, I agree with you. The idea was to try something that was different. I can see that this end is really huge, so I might tighten this up later. But it is kind of cool. We'll see. But it's I thought we needed to try something that was different. It's just let's see. But I noticed that once we're connecting, it makes more sense. So there we go, connecting on the back side. Then 1, 2, 2, 3. Yarn forward. But yeah, if you can get past the annoying chain bit, then it seems to be, the connection looks goofy, but it is so much easier to work the stitch. I've noticed once I got the connection on there, because it's already, you have the previous row holding all the stitches in order, so you don't have to accidentally screw it up like I did. Let's see. How is this turning out, by the way? So it's row 1, row 2, and this is going to get a little smaller in the 3rd row, so I might have been a little too eager to change it, because this is going to be much smaller. It's going to be a very tiny little pouch. You know, maybe you could hold a Freezy Pop with it or something, or an ice cream cone with this thing. I don't know. It looks like it'll be a very tiny pouch, but this is the right side. This is only 2 rows, though, so it doesn't really give you a true idea. And then the wrong side looks... Oh, the wrong side's kind of cool. Screw the front side. Let's use the wrong side of this when it's done. I like it. It's like a mix of Oslo and York in appearance. Let's see. Then... that one. 1, 2, 3. How old is Carla?
6 years.
Oops, cat. She's 6.5 or something? Yeah. Okay, I love that the cat's butt is in my yarn right now. We're gonna turn the camera and
I tried to snuggle Karla to get her to stop with the screaming, but all I achieved was to make this guy jealous. So now he is sad.
Karl is the cuddler. He won't let anyone think of it, but he is. Okay, Karl, the cuddler. He looks like a vicious, terrible Viking. And then, oh my God! So there was this group, 42 people came in, and Karl's standing there looking like a tough little creepy Viking, standing next to them, waiting to go through the door while they all pass. And they're kind of like looking at him, oohing and awing, and like, look at the scary ancient Viking they dug up, and they're trying to take pictures of him and stuff. And then I go up and see his hat. It was like that, and I can't have it. So I went up to him and I did this, and I said, there, no, that's much better. And I walked away, and like the magic was ruined. Nobody believed you were this tough, creepy Viking anymore. Sorry, Karl. Not really. That's it. We'll turn it. I'm a horrible person.
One little thing is wrong with this story.
Yeah?
It wasn't my group.
It wasn't your group?
No, I was just waiting for them to pass so I couldn't go into the village. It was Greg's group.
It was Greg's group. I should have been patting Greg going, "We're such a nice little boy." Let's see. I'll check chat here. But yeah, I agree. That stitch is going to be a little bit. It's actually not that difficult when you break it down, but it is going to be a little bit to get used to. So, but you can look up VAD stitch in Nalbinding, and you'll find her video right away and see if it's easier for her. She does it once in Finnish and then in English. So you get like two.
Tour, Greg had the dot group.
Yeah.
And I had 2 Germans.
Carla is calling Karl, says Garcia. That's kind of funny. Karla is a reminder, never have a Siamese cat babies, but they're so tiny. No, well, there you go. Siamese cats are wonderful, says PJ. You can have a great conversation with one. Well, she's doing all the talking. It's like having a conversation with myself.
Yeah. No, I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I don't think I met a breed of cat I don't like.
No, you love. Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna leave that one. I'm just gonna leave that one hanging. So.
You familiar with the fluke theory?
Fluke theory?
Yeah. There is a little parasite called the fluke.
Okay.
And its reproduction cycle is that it infects mice.
Yeah.
But it has to be pooped out by a cat to actually...
oh, I've heard of this one. Yeah.
So what it does is that it makes the mice like cats.
Oh, don't do that.
When the parasite gets into a mice, it messes with its brain and makes it actually like cats. So the mouse will walk up to a cat and go, "Oh, nice cat," and then smash, bang, the mouse is eaten. And the parasite can basically complete its life cycle. So the theory is that people like cats because we are infected by these parasites.
That explains a lot.
So I might like cats because of a parasite.
You could be
But in that case, I like the parasite too. It's fine. It's
well, the cat's not trying to eat you, though. I like that one. Oh, nope, they agree with you on that theory. Do you want us to try a complicated stitch in black? No, there's... Okay. Yeah. I do. Do this new stitch in black. Make sure you have really good lighting and extra strong glasses. No, that would be rude. There is no rule that says you have to do your needle binding project in black. You just use black in anything you make. Maybe you're painting, maybe you're doing quilting or whatever. Just make something in black. Then that's last week I did brown leg wrappings. Not to do with my needle binding at all, but there's a reason I'm using this color yarn to show you the stitch, because I couldn't imagine trying to look at this on camera in black when you can't see which is going where. But with the multicolor, you can kind of see it a little bit better. So, no, you absolutely don't have to null bind with this in black, unless you're feeling really scary.
I remember when I was
yeah.
a relatively small kid. probably like 10 or 12 years old. I was out fishing with, Leif Ole
Yep.
and his father Rolf.
Yep.
And they were using this kind of fishing line that is made out of synthetics that gets completely opaque when it gets wet. So it's
Oh, wow.
completely see-through. And we somehow mess it up. So you get like a tangle on the line.
My yarn
And
is
I have
fuzzing.
Leif Ole's father. He is like the most calm and collected person
Just
in
realized
the...
you didn't have your microphone.
He's like the most calm and collected person in the known universe. You don't really see him losing his shit under any circumstances whatsoever.
Yeah.
You met him, right? So you know how calm this guy
He's
is.
pretty calm, I got to admit. He's very calm. That whole family is kind of creepy.
But he's trying to untangle this thing with, if I was about 10, then Leif Ole would be about 4. I think I'm like 6 years older than him.
Yeah.
And we are sitting in the boat and he is trying to untangle this and he gets more and more annoyed because it is so difficult because the line is basically invisible.
Yeah.
And he starts mumbling and cursing to himself. The fish don't give a flying fuck about whether you can see the line or not. This is just to trick the fisherman. And they don't seem to understand that it is absolutely fucking impossible to untangle this shit when it first gets tangled.
Not for kids.
I know. I was 10 and Leif Ole was 4.
No, I meant your storytelling.
No, he was really, really angry with the producers of fishing equipment. I understand why. It's complicated. And it's also like when you buy lures and they look exactly like fish, the fish don't care. This is to trick you, not to trick the fish. The fish will bite anything that is swaggly, shiny, and in the right colors.
Now she's talking to the bed.
I have to go and snuggle her a little bit.
I think you have to snuggle her a little bit. No, but actually we're getting close to the, we're way over time, but let me see, just let me pull this through and I'll catch up. We're getting to the point where we should get going though. Let people go and do their dinner, breakfast, whatever. Audra says, poor baby. Don't worry. Cuddly Karl is here to save the day. She's kind of like a little weasel. No, don't scratch my couch. I'll get really mad.
Gets really angry.
Yes, the American gets really angry. Here you go. You can have a microphone back so everybody can hear Carla. My cats are like thick, solid cats, and then you have this one who's just like really long and skinny, and her tail is like a snake.
We are shaving Fuzzy's butt now because he gets tangled. And he is still like twice as massive than she is.
Let's see. Meanwhile, speaking of Fuzzy. Oopsie. House messy. Okay, there. In his box. Can't quite fit in it, but it fits. It's his now.
But the weird thing is that the cats that don't fit in the box really love the box. And the one cat that would fit in the box doesn't give a flying fuck about the box.
Hi, Carla. Let's see. Oop, we'll turn it back here before we zoom in on your pants too much.
No, finally she calmed down.
No, she's calming down a little bit, maybe. We'll see. Max says the most bizarre thing is that my sister claims that Angel is trying to kill her when she makes biscuits on her or something. I have no clue where she got this idea from. What do you think? By the way, also, Max had a comment.
You mean she does this?
Yeah, the biscuit making. We call that kneading bread, yeah. Yeah, that could be it. And then there was another comment that Max had that I thought was kind of interesting, and I just missed past it for some reason. It was something about, if I remember correctly, I think Angel uses her left paw more often. I figure that she could be left-handed, but I might be wrong. Laugh out loud. I never thought about that, but I suppose, wouldn't you think that there could be like dominant as well, right-handed, left-handed kind of thing?
I would think so. And
That's kind of an interesting theory, actually.
It's
I never
one
thought of
thing
that.
that she keeps doing to Fuzzy.
Yeah.
She walks right up to him. This was back when they were basically competing for dominance. She walks up to him until they are about like this close, and then she very slowly starts extending her right paw. And if he doesn't stop her until she is close enough, she just slaps him across the face. Then he used to freak out and run away, but now as soon as he sees her doing this, he just embraces her and smashes her to the ground.
Yeah, no, that's about right.
And then she licks his face and he runs away.
Let's see, I'm just joining for row 3. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit more so we can see one. Because when you're needle binding, if you have just a chain or one row, your stitches are connected from side to side. If you have 2 rows, then now your first row, for example, is connected from side to side and at the top as well. But when you have 3 rows, the middle row is connected side to side, top to bottom, and bottom to top. So your third row, when you have 3 rows, your middle row will basically determine what your gauge is. I think I just caught myself doing a mistake here. Maybe not. Let me double check. I think I did. Yeah, no, because I didn't go over the last one. I went behind. I caught it. I caught it in time. I'm perfect. This is easy. No. No, at least I caught it this time. I'm getting better. But by the time I've made a little pouch or something, this thing is going to be... No, I didn't bring my yarn forward on one of these. I see it. Now it looks familiar. I fixed it. I am a genius. I managed to see my mistake this time. I caught it within 2 stitches. Okay. Anyway, so when I have the third row here, then we'll have a better idea of what this stitch looks like with multicolored yarns so that you can see the row differences. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Do you have any big plans this week, Karl?
This week?
Yeah.
No.
I had an exciting plan that I forgot about last week.
Well, I have some administrative bullshit I have to do, but it's not exactly big plans.
No, you have to get into UK. You have to
Yeah.
fill out the ETA visa.
Yeah.
All of Norwegians have to fill out the ETA visa now, by the way. The last time we went, it was just me because I'm American. But Norwegians didn't have to do it yet because you were EU, ARS.
Yeah.
But now you have to do that, and you need to get that done soon because we're supposed to be leaving in
No,
9 days?
11
11 days, sorry.
processing time is
9
1
days.
hour.
Yeah, mine went through really fast and on a weekend, which we weren't expecting, but there's no
So-
guarantee that...
That's kind of annoying because I tried to do it yesterday, but the only option I get is express speed,
Yeah.
which makes it 1 hour processing time.
I didn't use express speed
But
on
the
mine. No.
express speed costs 1,700 kroner extra. And there wasn't enough money in my account to do that. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, but why can't I just do the slow option?
But I did the slow option, and it went fine.
Yeah, I didn't have that option. I only could choose
Oh,
express speed.
yeah.
That's the
Okay, well,
only
then we got to
choice I
figure
had.
it out.
But,
Maybe I had to do a different site.
1 hour processing time, then we're not particularly worried.
No. Maybe it's... Well, no, because April you would have been competing with the rest of EU as well.
Yeah, but this is
But this is so far
electronic.
back now,
They
too.
just check me against terrorist watch list and I'm not on it.
It was supposed to take 7 to 10 days to get mine processed last time, and it ended up being overnight, which was on a Saturday, by the way. It was done by Sunday morning. I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
So,
Now they're just checking you against lists of people that I don't want, basically. So
I'm wanted.
It's done in a jiffy.
I feel wanted. Thank you, Karl. There's a compliment in there somewhere, whether you knew it or not. Not. Okay, but what else do you have to do? Nothing else this week?
Well, there is quite a lot of shit I have to do. But
More administration?
It's like
No, but you don't have any fun groups you're guiding or whatever?
I'm not really looking at the calendar anymore. So I
gotta
just don't
say,
know.
because we went into the off season and I don't have very many freemen to inform how many groups and such are coming in. I didn't look at the calendar as much as I normally would because I don't need to now. And then I went to take a day off, had to take it differently this week. Because there was the International Weightlifting Federation or whatever is holding a thing in Firda right now. Firda, Norway, and Gudvangen was represented in the opening ceremony. We had Marie drumming, we had Isak Ruffel, and Eirik and Becca Ingvar killing each other on stage in full gear with helmets and everything. So that was quite fun. And then they went on to lift weights. So, but anyway, because they were gone for that, I had to switch my days around this week and working something different. And so one of the days that I took off, I had a needle binding class, and I only have this class a couple of times a year. So I was kind of surprised about that. Maybe this is the third or fourth time this year. I don't know. But not too many anyway. So my boss calls up and she said, isn't there a needle binding class? I'm like, well, that was in June. No, wasn't there one in September? And well, there's only one day left of September at this point. And so I open up the calendar and go, I'll be coming into work tomorrow. Thank you very much. But they were a lot of fun. So the name of that group is Rowan Tree, by the way. And if you check that out, it's Rowan, like the Rowan yarn. They have a lot of trips all over the world that they go to, and Norway is just one of them. And they even had something called armchair travel for those who couldn't travel. And I just realized that I don't think they realize we have online guiding. So I might need to send them that a little. We can do this, by the way, if that's something you're interested for your armchair travelers, and send them a little price package and whatever, and see what they say. So tour was all up for that. So basically, they could be introduced to wool and the whole wool process, and then plant dyeing and then needle binding, weaving, whatever. Because it's way too much to try to teach needle binding online within an hour, but you can kind of spend an hour going through all these different techniques they can do and such.
No, the little creature has finally calmed down.
She's being so nice. There she is. Look at her. She wouldn't dare start whining. But now that she's got your attention, she's going to start whining. No, so anyway, so we had a couple of interesting things going on this week. We had I had a needle binding class that I almost forgot about, but we had a lot of fun, and oftentimes they're from my neck of the woods. So there was a lot of Americans. Most of them are upper Midwest, but Massachusetts was also representative. Of course, the Canadians were there too, and one guy from Norway. But everybody else. But I think he's might be one of the guides.
I had some Americans on archery today.
Yeah?
And when I'm going to get the arrows, I hear them whispering to each other and going, looks like the guy on Conan O'Brien.
That's you! It is you. They recognized you.
So I didn't say anything. I just collect the arrows and give them back to them and give them the basic instructions on how to shoot with bow and arrow. And they're pretty good. They pick it up pretty quickly. And at the end, one of them goes, have you been on TV? Yep, multiple times.
Yeah.
Conan O'Brien. Yep. Then I talked to them, and then all of them wanted pictures with me.
Yeah.
So I am like a second-hand celebrity.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You're the Karl. Did you tell them to
Karl.
go? You're the Karl. Did you tell them to go back to their poor excuse of a lost British colony, like you told Conan?
No, but I did tell them that the insult thing took a lot longer in real time than it does in the clip.
Yeah, it does. It was funny, and the sheep really did get bored waiting for you to come up with this comeback. Ooh, a couple more stitches, and I'll be at the beginning of my row. And then I'll show it, and then we should probably get our button gear and go make our Korean barbecue Lapskaus stew.
Yeah, I hope you do most of the work here, Moment, because I'm drunk as fuck.
You had one beer, and it was 8%.
I didn't notice until I got up to get the cigarette.
What does Anne say?
As soon as I got up, I had this, oh God, I'm drunk.
What does Anne... Oh, there we go. I wore out my yarn. What does Amaro say? It's not lemonade.
She says that about Belgium, but this was Norwegian.
Yes, but it's still 8%. Okay, one more stitch here. We never read the back of that, by the way. Should we do that real quick?
No, it's the same as last week, just with barrel aging. So
Generelt I livet det vel bedre med to I stedet for én. Generally in life it's better with two instead of one. Det var I alle fall det vi tenkte med. Oh, it gets like really skinny in the last parts of the letters here. Med vår nye stout. This is actually the same description we had on the back one. Oh, good. You know what?
Yep.
And then followed by the Norwegian paragraph, there is an English paragraph. Let's just stick with that. Okay, life is generally better with two instead of one, right? That's what we thought anyway when making our new stout. Why have just one version when we can have two? Something for everyone. It's like, because really, it starts to go like this on the end with the printing on here. Something for everyone. One is the classic dry stout, which flavors of roasted malts, coffee, and chocolate. That's what you had last week.
Yep.
Yep. The one you have in your hand is exactly the same beer, but barrel aged in Scotch whiskey barrels, giving it notes of peated malt oak and whiskey. Find your favorite or go for the best of both worlds. Recommended serving temperature is, it's so tiny, 10 to 12 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
So, but you have this thing that you don't think that brewing beer in a Scotch whiskey barrel was a good idea.
Well, at least in my experience.
In your
you remember the
experience,
ones with wax?
Yeah, they also had that, yeah.
They also had
The
that,
15%
and
ones.
They were not good.
No, you didn't
I
like those.
liked the strength of them. They were really, really strong beer.
I think you like the idea of them.
But when it's hard to drink it, then you've done something wrong. And if all you had to do, because it doesn't get any stronger by you storing it in a whiskey barrel, I would like to have it before you mess it up.
Yeah.
When it's just a really, really strong stout, that sounds good.
But that's what you had.
Don't add all these bells and whistles.
Yeah, but that's what you had last time. You had the one that just wasn't
Whiskey
done in
is
the barrel.
good. Beer is good. The combination is dubious at best. Not everything. I've told you about him before. Per Løberg, my friend from Trondheim, who used to work as a cook, chef in Sogndal at the hotel where we ate. He has this idea that cooking is easy because hvis noe er godt hver for seg, så er det godt satt det sammen så.
Which is very Sogning dialect.
I don't agree. Because bløtkake is good, beef is good, the combination is dubious.
Bløtkake is basically a cake that's been soaked in cream.
Norwegians
layers
eat it all
of
the
whipped
time.
cream. Yeah.
I think Americans only eat it when they get married.
My grandmother, no, that's what my mother had said, that her grandmother from Poland had made it from for her wedding, but otherwise nobody else in the family ever made that.
The typical American wedding cake, the one on stilts, is like a bløtkake, right?
No. It could be a 7-layer cake. It could be anything.
Then you might not eat it at all. But it's sugar bread with cream and
Shortbread.
a lot of sweet stuff in it, like fruit and so on.
Yeah. And you do it. Yours, you have layers. Yeah, you have the cream as a layer.
But my point.
Anyhow, yeah.
You could say chocolate and beef are both good, but the combination is dubious. It doesn't really matter which example I use. There are things that don't work together.
Okay.
For instance, I really enjoy both military strategy and sex, but I don't try to combine them.
Thank God. Not for children! Want to see my stitch now, or do you really want to go down that? Look, he's so proud of himself over there. Okay, let's see. I have to turn around here. And try to balance this. Gotta go, Suzanne. See you next time. Same thing. Same thing and eat first. Okay, so, oops, wow, this is super zoomed again. So the third row is in the middle here. Kind of disappears. Did you notice? So this is my start. I picked out a little bit of the thickness of the yellow. Then there's my second row in the middle there between the two little bumps, and then the third row. So I was kind of surprised to see that, but the second row almost disappeared. So in that, it means the next time when I do this one, it'll also almost disappear. But I'm excited to see the wrong side. That we'll see the technical wrong side, or the side that you're working. It kind of looks like it's like being squished. Anyway, because this one looked really cool when I turned it last time. Yeah, I do like the wrong side better on this one, the technical wrong side. A little bit of extra fuzz there. So I don't know what you think about this one. I'm tempted to say that this, well, this is getting thicker and thicker as it gets worked. But the actual thickness of this yarn is because it's a Lopi, is like that. So it looks much thicker when it gets unspun a bit. I kind of want to say this seems almost too thick. Of course, this part is thicker than the middle, so it's a thick and thin yarn, I think. So I think I'm going to try continuing on the one that I originally thought would be too thin, just to see how it looks, especially if that, let's see, turn it back out again, especially if that second row is going to get lost that quickly. So we'll see what that looks like next week anyway, because right now I got to go and make some Korean barbecue, spicy Korean barbecue with lapskaus, and make all the Norwegians cry. But anyway, so you had some fun to have a try. Back in black next week. Enjoy the new stitch. See if I missed anything. Robin says, yep, everybody's got to be going to, she says she's got to go dry out her Viking tent. And she is perfect. I am perfect, they say. See, of course I am. Okay, anyway, so we're going to keep trying, we'll keep trying this stitch a little bit more. But it's not as scary as you look. Just break it down anyway. And if you keep your stitches in order, that's what I've learned so far today, is I have to keep my loops in order, which might be easier with this one. This is the right side, technical right side. Anyway, and then when you start doing the connection on the back side, it also got a little bit easier. But it's got so much better. This was so much easier to keep track of once it was connected. So just keep going. And it'll be fun to see how you do. Or you don't have to do it all, and you can just watch me struggle with this every day. Every Saturday this month. Okay.
Also, look who's stopped screaming, at least for now.
Yeah, it's the power of the YouTube. They helped you. All right, say goodbye, Karl.
Bye.
Say goodbye, Carla. She's not talking to us. She's a little hormonal.
It's good that she isn't talking. If she was talking, she would be screaming like a grown man.
Karl! Karl! Okay, now I'm gonna go feed him. All right, so next Saturday, same time, 6:30. We should be here. We'll be here from home. If it's light out enough, we'll start out outside for a few minutes before coming in again. Okay, bye-bye.